Hey everyone, welcome back to your daily news recap. Let's get into it. Oregon reverses its drug decriminalization law. First up, big changes in Oregon's drug laws. The state's 2022 decriminalization law, which reduced possession of small amounts of hard drugs to a mere $100 fine, expired this Sunday. The 2020 measure was meant to push drug offenders toward treatment programs funded by cannabis taxes. But auditors revealed that Oregon's system wasn't equipped to handle the increase in demand for these services, especially during the ongoing fentanyl crisis. So, what's new? A law passed back in March now reclassifies personal use possession of illicit drugs as a misdemeanor. That means offenders could face up to 6 months in prison. Not only that, but there are stricter penalties for drug sales in parks. This signals a move back toward criminalization. Although the new law still emphasizes treatment, requiring counties to set up diversion programs, some are skeptical. Republican leader Jeff Helfrich voiced concerns about uneven implementation. He pointed out that although 28 out of 36 counties applied for grants, many programs may not be ready in time. It's clear that Oregon's approach to drug policy is still evolving. Next, we have a significant ruling from a U.S. appeals court. A Texas woman, Paula Connolly, was found not guilty of gun ownership violations, despite her occasional marijuana use. In 2021, police found firearms and drug paraphernalia in her home after responding to a domestic dispute involving her husband. The court ruled that her marijuana use shouldn't affect her Second Amendment rights. Judge Kurt Engelhardt cited a 2022 Supreme Court decision, noting that Connolly, marijuana user or not, is a member of the political community with the presumptive right to bear arms. The court did maintain the prohibition on transferring firearms to drug users, but this decision could set a precedent for future cases involving gun rights and drug use. Turning to the political scene, Vice President Kamala Harris has adjusted her stance on banning plastic straws. In 2019, during a CNN town hall, she was adamantly in favor of banning them due to their harmful environmental impact. But fast forward to 2024, and her campaign has shifted gears. According to a spokesperson, she no longer supports the ban. This isn't the only position Harris has reevaluated. Her campaign has also dialed back support for Medicare for all, mandatory gun buybacks, and even a fracking ban. Critics, including the Trump campaign, have seized on these shifts. Harris, however, maintains that her values remain unchanged, even as her policy positions evolve to address current challenges. In another legal update, the Fifth U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals ruled that the Second Amendment doesn't extend to illegal immigrants. This decision came after Jose Paz Medina Cantu, a Mexican man, was convicted of possessing a firearm. Medina Cantu's defense argued that his constitutional rights had been violated, but the court firmly disagreed. Circuit Judge James Ho stated that the term "the people" in the Second Amendment does not include illegal immigrants. This ruling is part of a larger legal debate surrounding gun rights following the Supreme Court's landmark 2022 decision in New York State Rifle and Pistol Association versus Bruin. It looks like we'll continue to see more cases testing the boundaries of gun rights in the U.S. Now, let's talk about a significant lawsuit that could reshape educational policy in Florida. A coalition of major U.S. publishers, including Penguin Random House and HarperCollins, is suing Florida over a law that allows parents to remove books from school libraries if they contain explicit content. House Bill 1069, enacted in 2023, has been criticized for violating First Amendment rights. The lawsuit claims that classics like I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings and Brave New World are being unfairly removed under the law's vague definitions of sexual conduct and pornographic content. Educators, they argue, are living in fear of public backlash, with some concerned about losing their teaching credentials for simply providing students with these books. On the other hand, supporters of the law, including Governor Ron DeSantis, insist it's necessary to protect students from inappropriate material. DeSantis even acknowledged that while some have abused the process, adjustments will be made to prevent frivolous challenges. It's clear this debate isn't going away anytime soon. Overseas, the Israel Defense Forces, IDF, confirmed the death of Ahmed Fouzi Wadia, a Hamas commander who led the brutal October 7 attack on the native Hazara settlement. Wadia and his unit killed several civilians in the raid, including a father of two, Gil Tassa. Heartbreaking footage from a home security camera shows Ta'assa shielding his two sons from a grenade, sacrificing himself to save them. Wadia was killed in an airstrike near the Al-Ahli hospital in Gaza City, along with 7 other Hamas militants. While the IDF emphasized that no strikes occurred inside the hospital itself, This is part of Israel's broader retaliation against Hamas following the devastating Oct 7 attacks. And finally, Vice President Kamala Harris is hitting the road for a 4-day campaign trip through key swing states. This marks the beginning of her New Way Forward tour, which will include rallies, canvassing events, and programs aimed at winning over important voting groups. The tour kicks off this Thursday in North Carolina, with Harris making stops in Pennsylvania and other battleground states. The Harris campaign is also launching new TV ads promoting her plans for middle-class tax cuts, lowering prescription drug prices, and addressing the housing shortage. This aggressive push from Harris comes as she seeks to gain ground in her tight race against Donald Trump. Trump, for his part, has been ramping up his campaign efforts with rallies and media appearances. The race is heating up, folks, and we're in for a dramatic sprint to the finish line. That's all for tonight's news update. Thank you for joining us. We'll continue to monitor these stories and bring you the latest developments. Stay safe, stay informed, and have a good night. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update.